What's up, cousins? It's DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. I need you guys to come in, join the discussion, become a subscriber if you are not already, and make sure your notification bells are on so that you don't miss a thing. What's up, cousins? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl DYANAROZAY, and I am finally here to bring you guys the latest episode of the review for the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Child, we are talking season 17, episode 15, and we still have more episodes to go. I thought that it was going to be over with after today, baby, but it looks like they've extended the season, and yeah, I cannot wait to see what happens next. But come on in. Welcome to this late night fireside cookout, child. We are here. We are here. Let me get my dance crew up. Come on in. I see also Miss Deidre Keys is in the house. Hey, Miss Deidre Keys, welcome. She is here to help out with moderating. And y'all know how I feel about y'all. Go ahead and say whatever you like, because it's just an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all last week, these folks get paid $30,000 an episode so that we can talk about them. You know what I'm saying? I think they say all publicity is good publicity. When you're making that kind of money, say, oh, don't give a fuck about us. They don't care. They just want that check in their pocket so they can continue to live the good life. And I don't blame them. Okay. So don't get mad at anybody for feeling differently. Roll with it. Just say what you want to say. What is up? Miss Baby Peaches is in the house. She is one of my members, and I am happy to see you, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We also have Miss Deidre is also in the house, also a member. Thank you, baby. And I want to point out, I said the members. I also want to point out that Lady D Keys, that's her old name, but I've remember that name all the time. She's also a member in the house, and I appreciate you for coming through. Whew, woosah, 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 woosah. Okay, so it's been a long 24 hours or whatever the hell it's been since that show went off the air last night, and y'all know everybody keeps talking and talking about everything. You know what I'm saying? How Shamea is being iced out, and what else do they say? Not just ice out, but how the rest of the group is just being so mean to her and, not letting her play with their toys or whatever. Like, I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. And I told y'all last week that this confused me a great deal because unlike some of the people on that show that are truly new and truly green to reality TV, like Angela Oakley, for instance, or Kelly, we've never seen her on television. Who else? Did I miss anybody? No, I think we should be expecting more from Shamea. We should be expecting more from like a K. Michelle, who, even if she has not been on RHOA, she's been on reality TV before. She knows what it means when they say action and when they say cut and all those things. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're supposed to bring to a scene. So I say all of that, the reason why I bring it up, okay, let me make sure I don't get too far ahead of myself. The reason why I say all of that, because the way people keep making Shamea out to be, oh, this is her first season and she just doesn't know any better. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Shamea has understood RHOA, what the platform was, what it brought to Bravo, how it took it from the fucking mud. Because yes, everybody loved Real Housewives of Orange County, but it wasn't watched by everybody. It became watched by everybody when the RHOA ladies put the whole network on the map. And like everybody keeps saying over there on Carlos King's panel, anybody who wants to be any motherfucking body in Atlanta, if you want to, beat your chest and say, bitch, I'm some motherfucking body, you want to be on this platform. And the way people keep acting like Shamea just stumbled up on this shit, she doesn't know any better. Shamea is an actor, a dancer, a singer, a baker, a candy stick maker. Okay, the girl knows what it is to be famous. She knows what it is, what the platform is, what it does. Okay. The thing is, though, which is why I want y'all to take the poll at the top of the chat, because when Porsha said this bitch is trying to destiny swap, I said, what? Wait, my ears perked up because I said, baby, I didn't think about it like that before. When everybody keeps saying it's Porsha who's jealous, is she? Is she? Because we haven't seen Porsha step into Shamea's world and say, bitch, can I sing with you? Bitch, can I dance with you in the Hawks? You know what I'm saying? We've never seen Porsha do that with Shamea ever. What we've seen is Shamea say, hey girl, I want to do what you do. And the truth of the matter is, for all of Shamea's money, which is great, she has a lot of money, she has a lot of irons in the fire, she still isn't as popular or as liked as Porsha. And Porsha has a different level of like. Porsha has worldwide recognition. Y'all saw Sway tell that white boy to get the fucking step in. He was like, I don't believe you're Porsha. Porsha is in the Bahamas. Porsha, Sway, and her daughter is in the Bahamas. And I guess people started recognizing Porsha out there on the beach and shit, right? And some guy walked past and I guess asked if he could use her charger, and he brought it back. He said, oh my God, are you Porsha Williams? I don't believe it. And she said, yeah. And she gave him her IG. And he said, if you're really Porsha, I'll come back. And Sway said, bitch, don't come back. If I'm telling you it's her, and you going over there and you deal with your folks with your drunk ass. Okay, don't come back over here. Just once you recognize it and keep moving. We are trying to enjoy our family time. Baby, I have never been so tickled. Child, that was funny to me. That was funny to me. But anyway, Porsha has that kind of recognition. And even though we have seen, Shamea sing and dance and whatever she does with the Hawks or whatever that thing is, I don't think it's been worldwide. And I think Porsha had a point when she made the Destiny swap shit personally, because I was like, you know what, girl? Yes, she is trying to build a bigger name off of your motherfucking back while maybe snatching the rug from up under you a little bit. Because that tea that she dropped last week about the mamas still didn't bring into any understanding to you and her breakdown personally. I still don't understand why you are so ass hurt about something that happened between your mamas. Now, last year, some of y'all may remember last year when she tried to talk to Porsha at some meditation event, and she was like, Porsha, everybody's supposed to have their eyes closed and whatever they do for meditation, their legs cross Indian style. And she started talking to Porsha, and Porsha was like, not here, Shamea. I don't want to do that here. And she went, why didn't you come to my wedding? And everybody's like, oh my God. Right? And then Porsha said, I went to the Atlanta wedding, bitch. You had 2 weddings. I didn't go to the one in Kenya, but I went to the Atlanta wedding. And that was news for me, because even though I could give 2 shits because it happened so long ago, like Porsha said in this very episode, we were at each other's, the birth for each other's child. Like after Shamea had gotten married, Porsha had gotten pregnant, had a baby, and she said, Shamea was in the delivery room with me. She watched me push my baby, right? And bring her into the world. And I did the same for her. So if you guys had moved past that wedding shit to get to a place where you were in each other's delivery room, why would you continue to bring that up? And for people who don't remember Carlos, I don't know why people keep bringing, it's because when we heard it last year, we were all like, well, what is the real problem? Because nobody's going all the way back for that level of bullshit. We're just not. What happened in the here and now that created this friction? Because what it felt like is she was using anything to get a bite, to get someone to say her name. And she didn't get it the way she wanted it last year. And so she found a new way to get it. And that's what is happening this year. And whether she likes it or not, what she did was unforgivable. And I think she was okay with that. I think Shamea has traded, to me, this is my platform, says DYANAROZAY on the marquee. It feels like she has done some sort of deal with the devil to do whatever it takes to be as famous or more famous than Porsha. That's the bar, because that's what it looks like. She's starry-eyed, okay, when she talks to her. Hey, everybody, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hit the like button, share the video. Hey, Belicious. Belicious is another member. I appreciate you for coming through and hanging out with me today. Big Dyrese is here. What's up, Miss Dyrese and Erica and Michi? Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about, because I'm going to tell y'all what I see, because I'm not beholden to anybody. I don't talk to Candy. I don't talk to any of these heifers. I don't need to, keep things safe. I don't care. The truth of the matter is nobody does that kind of shit. And if anybody has ever went on a group trip, out of the country group trip, in a restaurant, a public restaurant where, that restaurant was busy as fuck. It was busy as all get out. There's no way the words that came out of Shamea's mouth just happened. It didn't just happen. It was calculated. She knew exactly what she was going to say. It was measured when she said it. You told everybody about what my mama did, but you didn't tell people what your mama did to my mama. Even the questions that happened after, it wasn't like she was seeing red. When Porsha said, bitch, no, it was your mama, okay, who fucked your motherfucking daddy's brother. When she said that, if you was really seeing red and all of that poured out, Porsha wouldn't have got the last sentence out of her mouth, okay? That's the reach across the table and touch you moment. No, she was measured enough. She was in her right mind enough to say, what did your mama say? Which brother? All that shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't know anybody who says, I saw black. I just blacked out. I think that's how she described it in last night's episode. I just lost it. I blacked out. Girl, no, you didn't. Nobody blacks out like that. No. Okay. So, and the way it even came up, you talking about that girl's daughter, that's not a blackout, baby. That's a well thought out game plan. Okay. That's a well thought out game plan. So I am saying that because I don't know anybody who would do that. And so when everybody at that table is like, I don't know if I can trust Shamea, or I don't like what I saw, when she's like, oh, y'all are picking sides. It's because when you see someone do something like that, it's scary. It's scary. And I'm not even making that up. It's like, ooh, girl, are you bipolar? Like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not who I thought you were. You got some other personalities. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it looks like and feels like. And we just got to keep seeing who the Shamea is, because we don't know her the way everybody on the outside keeps saying, oh, she's such a sweet girl. We don't know that. We don't know that. We have grew up watching Porsha on this TV show. We haven't grown up watching Shamea. The people that like Shamea because they want her to stump a mud hole into Porsha, but she's going about it the wrong way. And it might not, well, for me anyway, it's not going to end well. That's what it looks like. As talented as Shamea is in her own right, she just doesn't have the appeal that resonates across the TV screen. Correct. So I'm just saying, I'm just bringing this up. Last year, her problem with Porsha, what she brought up on the show was, you didn't go to my wedding. She had two weddings, a state wedding and an out-of-country wedding. She didn't go to the one out of the country. She was there, present, and a part of the party, the wedding party in the one in Atlanta. And that needs to be said. It needs to be said. Okay. And if y'all go back and watch that scene, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's something else that I want to show y'all too. Hold on, baby. Hold on. Let me see if I can get I knew I was looking for something today. Do y'all remember Shamea talking about alliances on the reunion last year? If you remember Shamea talking about before she even entered season 16, she had already had conversations about building an alliance. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Okay. For whatever reason, I can't get this to come onto the computer the way I want to. So I'm going to put this up to the screen, and I want y'all to take a screenshot of it if you want it, if you need to, because I got to read it. Okay. But it says in season 16, her first season on, the green Shamea, the person everybody says doesn't know any better, it says that Britt and Kelly's fallout was a big deal on the reunions. We know that Britt didn't go to the reunion, but that was a big deal. Britt and Kelly, right? Because those two started off as best buds, and then by the end of it, Britt was like, "Bitch, let me tell you everything that went down," and she ended up telling on Kelly and Shamea, and even showed Porsha text messages that was supposed to be private between her and Shamea, and she said, "I just want you to know this bitch got it in for you." If some of y'all may remember that. Anyway, it's written up in Urban Bell because I had forgotten about it and I started looking and doing a little research. I was like, bitch, absolutely. She was talking about alliance. And Porsha drops a dime on her and said, I know that you, Britt, and Kelly were going to try to fuck me over. The three of you were supposed to have this alliance, and y'all were going to come after me, come after the lead, the queen, season 16. She already solidified it. She knew what she was going to do. And then she admits to it on the reunion stage. She said, yes, we did have an alliance. That's true. But you were supposed to be a part of it. And she said, what the fuck would I be in a part of an alliance that's going to take me down? Like, why would I do that? So just so y'all know, this is where I'm operating from. Okay. She admitted she was a part of, Shamea admitted last year, she was a part of an alliance that was supposed to take Porsha down. She admits it on the reunion stage. It was her, Britt Eady, and Kelly Potter. And then she ended up lying, which it sounded like a bold-faced lie, and said, well, you were supposed to be a part of it too. Kooky. And so for her to do all this, everybody's against me shit, when that's exactly what she started last year, playing both sides of the fence. When we were trying to figure out what was going on, she was playing both sides of the fence, and she got called out for it, and she admitted to it. Okay, so are we all caught up now? Good, good, good. All right, now let's get into this storytelling. Okay, so it opens with Kelly and Shamea. Kelly and Shamea, who we also know has an alliance. It opens in the first episode. Shamea introduces Kelly as her BFFFF. Those two, after running out the club, Shamea crying in her bosom and saying how her feelings were hurt. Why would you talk about my parents? They've been together for 50 years. Okay, saying that my mother was fucking on my dad's brother. Absolutely not. She said all of that. And now the two of them are sitting in some room, and Kelly is saying to Shamea, listen, for as much as people talk about peace and transformation and all of those things, she said, you are hysterical. Porsha is crazy as hell, which Porsha hasn't done anything that was crazy at all, not this season. And she said, at the end of the day, hurt people. And the two of y'all are over the top, right? She's trying to appeal to her friend and saying, you know, you got to see your part in it. At least that's how I heard Kelly saying it, without giving her too much, because Kelly needs a place to stay. Okay, she's homeless. You know what I'm saying? Shamea says to her, I know I just shut down. I shut down, and it's hard for me to confront people. I never confront people. And, you know, it's really hard for me to confront Porsha. She and I were sisters. I thought she was my sister. And she's going on and on and on. Again, not seeing her part, because sisters would never do that to each other in public in a whole nother country, in a table full of your friends and a bunch of strangers behind you, not knowing what's gonna happen, what's gonna pop off, right? So she's going through all of that. And then she says, I thought that she and I would find our way back to each other. So after admitting you had an alliance that was supposed to take her ass down last year, season 16, after Porsha saying, bitch, I already know who you are, what you're about. We've known each other for a long time, Shamea. And still giving her just a teeny, itsy, bitsy, wincy piece of grace, because I don't give a damn if she did say on that reunion stage, listen, Shamea's mama bought my mama's daycare. We found out when we were driving by and we saw them putting Shamea's mama's marquee on the building. That story had come out already before they even started filming. The House of Aaron had dropped that tea. And y'all, some of y'all sent the shit to me because I was like, the House of Aaron be on top of it. And then I had looked it up and I had saw other things about a child passing away in the mama's daycare. Child, there was all kinds of stuff. And I think that it had originally came out in 2017, okay? Not 2024. It wasn't a secret. It had already come out. That was when the daycare went into foreclosure. That was when she went on down to the bank steps with her damn, whatever them numbers they give you to see who wants to be it. And she put her shit up. And yes, I will take it. That all happened years ago. Not even anything that you would give two fucks about in real life, because neither one of those ladies own a daycare today. Okay, their child taking care of days are over, unless they're taking care of their grandbabies. They ain't out here babysitting no fucking body. They don't have that business no more. But anyway, for all of that, Porsha says that. Shamea says their friendship ended way before then. Cool. But it still doesn't warrant what she said. That wasn't an eye for an eye. That wasn't fire for fire. That was literally a fucking volcano exploding over a match. There was nothing there. Nothing that would require all of that. But she said, I thought we would find our way back to each other, but not anymore. Shamea flips everything upside down on its ear. And I've told y'all that before. Whatever's happening out with everybody else, they'll flip it. And I'm going to give y'all some examples as we continue to move forward, okay? But she says, I thought we'd work our way back to each other, but not anymore. I'm cool on her. I'm so cool on her. You should be, bitch. I would be if I did the dirty dog, nasty, slimy, grimy, trash can juice shit you did at that dinner table in front of the world. Okay, I would say she's cool on me. She's supposed to be, but you're acting like, oh, she did it. I'm so cool on her for what she did to me. You did it first, heifer. She retaliated to what you did to her. Oh my goodness, what a sloppy mess. Anyway, Kelly doesn't say anything. Y'all know how y'all love to say, why don't they check? Why don't somebody check what Porsha said? I didn't hear Kelly say, well, damn, you did blow that motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? You could have left that for another time, girl. At least not here. It's not said here. Anyway, Kelly ends up saying, bitch, dry your eyes, turn that frown upside down. I'm not going to sit here all night sulking. Okay. Listen, she didn't say it quite like that, but it's really how it came out. I'm not going to sit here all night sulking. We are in Scotland. I came here to party. I came here to dance, to see what the club scene looked like, bitch. I want to experience everything. And this ain't it. We ain't gonna stay here all night. So get your shit together so we can go. Okay. And Shamea's like, okay, I really didn't want to, but I will. And that's when they go to the club. Okay. Come on in, everyone. Hit the like button, share the video. Please and thank you. And become a subscriber if you are not already. Shamea knows how to do reality TV too. Stop giving that lady that excuse. That bitch is a performer. Movies. Literally She's doing whatever she's doing with the Hawks. She is a performer, singer, dancer. She turns it on, turns it off. Y'all just don't see it as her turning it on, but that's what she's doing. She does it real quick too. It was Britt Edie who mentioned it. Bitch, what is all this 6 o'clock, shot o'clock? Why are you crying about your nurse and then catching a plane to Miami? Like your feelings are all over the place. We were all discussing this last year. We said this, we just didn't understand it the way it appears now. So yes, she gets it. She's lived in Atlanta all her life. She wanted to be on the hottest reality TV show all of her life too, since it's been on the TV world. She has friends, she has production, she has all kinds of people. And she said she's been given a peach repeatedly. She turned it down though, because her husband didn't want her on the show. And then she flipped it to make it seem like it was Porsha. Lame. But anyway, now she's back in good spirits with the pep talk she got from Kelly. And then we see her and Kelly walking through. And then there's some man that looks like whatever that guy's name is from the movie Candyman. You ain't supposed to say Candyman 3 times. There's somebody behind them that looks like the Candyman guy. And Shamea is doing this dance where she's like kick stepping, like she'll kick her leg up and then step up and then kick her leg up and then step up. And she is doing that down the hall, into this dancery that they got going on. Okay. Anyway, the club is bumping. Cynthia said, I ain't never seen this many Black people in all of our days in Scotland. They have more Black people in this club than they had in all of Scotland. I would have thought I was in ATL if I didn't know no damn better. So Cynthia's out there snapping her fingers, dancing and enjoying herself. In fact, everybody is. Okay? But the camera crew is slow-moing Shamea coming in, getting her, her mood right, kicking and stepping. And she kicked and stepped her ass all the way over to where Porsha Williams was standing. Porsha is standing in between Pinky Cole and Angela, right? And Porsha see this heifer coming in with her leg kicked up. And for a half a second, I said, is Shamea trying to kick Porsha in the face? Is Shamea trying to kick Porsha in the fucking face? Okay, maybe that's what Porsha thought, because when Porsha saw it, she said, I got to get the fuck out of here. And she grabbed that purse and that fur coat and she walked out. And you saw that producer get behind her like, are you leaving the scene? She said, hell yeah. There's no way I'm staying here. Get me a car right now, right? She said, get me a car. She goes into another area of the club, like a little seating area. About 15 producers go into that room, okay? You see some other people go in. It was hilarious. Okay? Anyway, she's in there. Shamea knows what the fuck's happening. And this is what I mean when I say that. You didn't just walk into that room and not see that girl standing there. You literally, you went right to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I'm here. I'ma still get it popping. It's almost like she's looking for a reaction from Porsha, from a Porsha that she knows. And Porsha is working from a different level, right? We all see this. We all see that Porsha is way different this year than from what she was even last year. Like she knew who Shamea was going to be, and she's playing her part the perfect way. But she said, bitch, no, I'm not talking to her. I don't want a situation where those cameras are going to force me to, or production's going to force me to, because y'all know those producers were trying to get her back into that damn dancery. And she said, no, get me a car. Don't pay me for this event. I don't care, but you're going to get me up out of here, right? And if y'all saw it, there was a group of production that went into that room with her. Okay, so it felt like she was trying to provoke her. And if this was anybody else, if it was Drew doing it to K. Michelle or vice versa, we all would see it. But for whatever reason, we're giving this girl a pass. You should have walked in there, found somebody to talk to that was neutral, in my opinion, Could be you could have walked right up, went the opposite way to the DJ booth where K Michelle was. There was 1,000 ways you could have handled it. But don't you kick step your ass toward me. You know what just happened in that just a few moments ago, okay? Bitch, we're still in a place where we could box. So if you kick step toward me, I don't know who I'm going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do. And Porsha walking out of there lets us know still I am protecting myself. I am also protecting what I can do to you. Okay? Come on in, come on in. Definitely, definitely. And not just went in, but after she kick stepped her way over there, you know what I'm saying? You saw Pinky try to grab Portia's arm like when Porsha was in her race to get out of there. Pinky tried to grab her arm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? In confessional, Angela said, what the fuck? What is wrong with Shamea? Who does that? Because this is what I mean when I say the rest of the cast, even though people are picking on them, when they talk about this girl in confessional, they're always saying she is doing things that's absolutely abnormal. There's no way she could not know not to do that. There's no way, right? It's all the shit we saw with Kenya back in the day, and the whole entire cast was like, bitch, if you try to fire Porsha, we all walk. Because you let that girl provoke her. We don't do that shit. Okay? We don't do it. You sitting there giggling. You thought the shit was funny. We all saw it coming. So no, she stays or we all go. It's that kind of shit. Right? Absolutely. She knows what provokes her. Over 3 decades, these two have been friends, excuse me. Anyway, while they're doing that, I think it was K Michelle, she's singing her hit to Miss Phaedra. Phaedra's still there. Phaedra's there hanging out, dancing, behind the thing. Who else? K Michelle starts saying, Porsha Williams. I think they had Drew Sidora sing Delusional. She's doing her hit. And then K Michelle said, we need Porsha Williams at the DJ booth. It's time for her to sing. And Porsha said, I ain't going back up there. Absolutely not. Never, never, ever. Never, never, ever. Okay. Got it. Totally okay. And then they give the microphone to Miss Shamea, and Shamea sings her hit. Okay. Hey, Kevin, my friend. You said if you play your cards right, everything is going to be right. All right, child. There's room for change. We all have our moments, baby, but we all can change too. These moments, you get some years under you. We hold on to things when we watch the show, but that shit happened years ago, years. But anyway, let's talk about Miss Shamea. She takes up the mic, right? She takes over that microphone. She sings her song. She sounds real good. They all sound amazing, by the way. But after she sings her song, she's hurt. She does the Shamea spiel, her MO, the thing she does all the time. The doe eyes, the long stare, the hunch over. Why did everybody leave when I sang my song? Oh my God, are they a part of Porsha's litter? I understand why this one would leave, but why did Drew leave? And why did Cynthia and this one and this one? Why did Angela leave, right? And then Angela watches a show last night and she said, bitch, I was there. I had a damn camera phone in your face dancing and singing to the music and song you was dancing and singing to. Let me make sure I have this off. Here she is right here. Angela said, cut the shit. This is the problem with Shamea. Okay? Y'all see it up at the top? Angela said the lie sounds better if I ran out of there. But while the truth is, I was right there by the stage supporting you. Surprised you missed me. She didn't miss you, girl, because she stares kind of at you like, girl, get that camera out of my face. And then Cynthia said, I was right there too. Both of them say they were right there. So again, Shamea being Shamea, doing what Shamea does best, which is lie. And she does it in the worst way. She's like, at the queen. She's the queen of the Karens, because this is the type of shit everybody's afraid of. You get all emotional and bring people into the story, and people feel like they got to protect you. And in doing so, they hate everybody else because they really think that you are fucking with them. And nobody's doing that, right? But she's telling this to her good friends. And instead of them saying, well, girl, I saw Angela right here, and I saw Phaedra at the behind the booth, and she was dancing and getting her life. And we saw, Cynthia dancing and getting her life with some young man. Y'all know Cynthia likes him at least 20, 30 years younger than her, right? Instead of them saying that, like everybody keeps saying, why don't y'all check Porsha? Or why don't y'all check this? Why didn't any of those friends check Shamea and say, girl, we were all there. We all stayed through your performance. We all enjoyed you. Could it be that they're afraid of her because she's a little cuckoo-cachoo? She might be a little cuckoo-cachoo, because that's what it's giving at this point. But anyway, moving on. Okay, now they show the ladies outside. We get to see, is it Drew and Angela? They have a little powwow where they're saying, baby, I don't know what is happening with Shamea. Because again, they're now talking about her like she's a little nutty. Not that, oh my God, this is crazy, what's going on between Shamea and Porsha, but more like Shamea is off her fucking rocker. Okay, what does she think or expect to happen? And if she wants this to be fixed, she's going to have to fix it. Because one minute she's screaming and crying and boo-hooing about not having that girl's friendship, and then the next minute she's blowing the whole fucking thing up. That's how they're talking about it outside, okay? And everybody else is just, I guess the party's over, because at the end of the day, if you stay around long enough, Shamea's going to get into a boohoo session where you got to pat her on the back and all that shit. And hell, I'm tired. I want to go home and just enjoy the rest of my night without all of that. It's enough. So that's how it ended, okay? Let me see if I missed anything else. Nope, that's it. Next day. So the next day, everybody is like, well, baby, we already know that if we put Porsha and Shamea in the same room too soon, they basically are going to finish exactly where they left off. So we're not going to do that. Let's break up this day like you would do with toddlers. Okay, get them real tired outside. I'm going to take my group to the cemetery. Okay. This is what Phaedra tells Porsha. I'm going to take my group to the cemetery. It's going to be me, Cynthia. Who else does she have? Shamea and Kelly. And I know you ain't mad about me taking Shamea and Kelly, okay? But I'm gonna need somebody good with me, okay? So I'm gonna take Cynthia, and you can have Angela. That'll be your group with the rest. And Porsha's like, cool, that's fine. Okay, bitch, fine, cool. You always want to go take your ass to a cemetery. That's right. That's right. So while Phaedra heads out with her crew, they take the car. Porsha decides to give her sister a call, right? She puts her on FaceTime while she's getting dressed. This was one of the best phone calls ever. Okay. Now, Porsha got on that damn phone and she starts the call off saying, baby, damn near everything about this trip has been a 10 out of 10. Do you hear me? A 10 out of 10. I have been loving Scotland. And I have had an amazing time with these ladies until last night. Okay. And her sister's like, what's up? Her sister is groggy. She's like, bitch, you called me when I still got my 8 a.m. voice. I don't wake up until 11. But because it's you and because I love you, I will let you, get me on this damn TV, right? And Porsha tells her the whole nine. She said, baby, listen, while me and Shamea were at dinner, I am completely fucking blindsided. Me and Shamea have been getting along on this trip. And I want to point this out because I told y'all this in my review last week. If you listen to that review, everybody else had been saying, oh, Porsha. Shamea and Porsha were laughing at each other's jokes. They were sitting beside each other on that damn sprinter. When Porsha was making out, like, let me show y'all how to do the Kegels and all that other shit, Shamea is laughing, talking about, oh, girl, I almost orgasmed. And I did this and I did that. They were having a good time. They went to the boutique. Porsha said, I got everybody. Get what you want. I'll pay for it. Shamea got some extra stuff, put it on the countertop, and said, Porsha, pay for this for me, and I will cash app you when we get in the car. Like, there was no indication that there was a problem. So if there was an opportunity for the two of them to actually sit down and have a talk separate from the group, it could have happened. Even though people want to give these girls a hard time, they definitely were more chill than we had seen them this entire season. They were more relaxed with each other. They were really having a good time with each other. That's a fact. And you can go back and watch it with your own two peepers. Okay. But she said, we were having a good time. And really, I thought things were going so well that we would have had that one-on-one, because despite what people think, Porsha has gotten into it with damn near everybody on the cast. Kenya, Nene Leakes, everybody, right? Cynthia, she's gotten into it with everybody, but she has always made up. She has always made up, and she has always treated everybody genuine after that. Like, and they've treated her genuine. Nobody said, well, I can't really trust that bitch. I have to keep her over here. They literally have a good time with that girl when they make up. So for all of us watching, at least for me, a Real Housewives fan, I love RHOA. I know the mannerisms of some of these people, right? Not Shamea, because she's new for me, but I could have seen it going that way. And I halfway fucking expected it to go that way until Shamea blew it up. But this is what she's telling her sister. I thought there was going to be a moment where she and I could really have a talk. She ain't lying. I think she meant it. And then she said, until that bitch had the nerve to, number one, bring up my daughter as a point of contention for her by saying some shit like, I heard you don't want me and Gerald around your daughter. You're afraid, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, number one, bitch, it has already come to me by way of Cynthia. They actually do a flashback scene. It already came to me by way of Cynthia that you're sitting here thinking you got one over on me because you have been seeing Pilar by way of my damn baby daddy, even though he knows you and I don't fuck with each other. And I know when that little girl got to the house, she said, Ma, I saw Shiloh, or whatever the baby's name is, because kids talk. Even if you said, don't tell mama, it's going to come out. You know what I'm saying? And it's one of those things where you got to pick your fucking battles. You know what I mean? So I believe that Porsha knew it, but didn't say anything about it, because why? It's the kids. Who cares? But once you bring it up at that table, it's something different, because now you want to make me seem like I'm a fucking bad guy. When you know, well, I know exactly what's going on with my child, and I know that they've been at your fucking house. Either way. So that would bother me too. And she said, the fact that you have been having these conversations with the friend group, like you getting one over on me, you getting one off on me, right? Oh, you know, I don't really care if she and I talk because I still get to see Pilar. Not anymore, heifer. Because you keep it up, I'm gonna make it so that Gerald don't talk to you, or excuse me, I'm gonna make it so that my baby daddy don't talk to you or Gerald. Fuck you and Gerald. Okay? And she might have done it, because I think Dennis was asked the other day. No, it was Shamea on Watch What Happens Live. Do you plan on doing any music with Dennis? And she was like, no. We don't talk to Dennis. Yes, you don't talk to Dennis, because you're never going to come between me and my fucking family. And that is on period. And Shamea has to know that Porsha is that type of person. That's just who she is. It's who she's always been. It's not just her mama. It's her whole family. Don't do it. Okay? But anyway, she tells her sister that. I had a problem with that. But then you bring it up at the table, and then you had the nerve to fix your raggedy fucking mouth to say to me that my mama tried to sleep with your daddy? Your daddy ain't never had teeth. The way I howled. Okay. Now, everybody who was saying last week, oh, I believe it. I believe Miss Diane tried to push up on Porsha's daddy. She ain't messing with no man with no motherfucking no teeth. Okay? If you got the family business and you got the riches and both of y'all were entrepreneurs, your mama and daddy, y'all couldn't have went down to the dentist and got some teeth? What the is up with that? But she said, her daddy ain't never had no teeth. And I don't think she pulled that one out her ass. I think she meant it. Why would you say that? And then Porsha said, and I let her know, bitch, you got the story wrong. You some here making this up about my mama, but your mama really did. Fuck your daddy's brother. That's a fact. Okay? And I believe that too. I do. I don't think that's a lie. I don't think it's a lie. There's some shit you say in the heat of the moment, and it is what it is. Now, last week I said Porsha might have lied. Not this week, damn it. I think that she absolutely said it. Just how she handled it, okay? That's right. That's right. If y'all want to say that Miss Diane is a goddamn gold digger and all the rest, well, she at least has a standard. The mouth has to have some teeth in his mouth. Okay? That I believe. Okay? I hollered when she said, everybody knows her daddy ain't never had no teeth. Okay? And listen, Lauren just was like, she just went right over that, right? I said, and you didn't hear Lauren even contradicted, like, girl, okay, now don't do that. No, she really meant it. Never had no fucking teeth, and it is what it is, and I don't give a shit. All right? Anyway, after she said all of that, she said, there's no coming back from this for me. I am done with Shamea and everything that she fucking stands for. Period. I am done. Nobody takes it that low. Mamas are off limits. Lauren agrees that mamas are off limits. Lauren reminds Porsha, girl, y'all have known each other for a long time. Y'all carry each other's secrets. And you know that bitch is going to use whatever she can to get a rise out of you, Porsha. So you're going to have to mind your P's and Q's. Think before you act. And Porsha said, though, that it's over. I don't think I have it in me to do that anymore. I can't make that promise. Okay? Because I am still steaming from what fucking happened last night. And that was a real conversation. I really appreciate it. That is true. I even if Porsha decides I might self-correct later, the point of the matter is sometimes you just need to get it out to somebody who loves you. Bitch, I don't know if I have it in me. And you might have to fly down here to Scotland and get me out of jail. I don't know. You might have to come get me. I don't know what the laws are here. Look them up, text them to me. Okay. I tried to Google, I tried to chat GPT to see what would happen if I put my foot up that bitch's ass. But I need to know. Okay. I don't want another moment like I had on Porsha Family Values when I took that lamppost and I tried to clobber Dennis's mama, because I sure did. So she gets all of that out. And I have to say, that was a really intense scene. I enjoyed it. What we didn't get, and I want to just point this out, is we didn't get Shamea having that same conversation with Gerald or somebody else. We had her say it to Kelly, but it was such a, how can I put it? I said last week or the week before that Shamea is performative. When she does the crying shit, it gets a little performative. And pretty much everybody on the show is saying that now, right? We heard it from Pinky, like, I want Shamea to stop fucking crying and stop acting like she's sorry about the shit she did when everybody knows she meant it. That wasn't an act. She said that, okay? K. Michelle said the same thing. Girl, cut it out. Stop crying. I think it was a Kelly's. Cut it out. Stop crying. Just say it with your fucking chest. You made a decision to say some awful shit There's no way you can reel that back in. You can't put it back in your mouth. It is what it is. So stand in it and stop acting like a clown. Oh, I'm so hurt and nobody sees that what was done to me and how I just reacted. You didn't react to shit. You was having a great fucking day. That girl was talking about her business and it had nothing to do with you. But anyway, after all of that, Porsha ends up saying the line that got me like, bitch, you on to something, okay? And I need y'all to take the poll. Porsha says to her sister, I ain't never seen no shit like this before. Never. I don't know what it's about. I understand people think that Shamea should be happy and everything, but I feel like this bitch is trying to destiny swap or some shit. Okay, ho, is you cool? Why is it that you are coming for me the way you are, bringing our mamas into some shit that ain't got shit to do with us? The fucking fight, the problem you telling everybody that is between me and you had nothing to do with Diane's cooch and your mama's cooch or your daddy's, okay? Nothing. So I don't buy it, and there's something else going on, and I am asking y'all to take the poll at the top of the chat. For as many talents and gifts and as much money as Shamea has, out of all the people that I've ever seen on this show, wealthy or not wealthy, poor or broke, okay, we've seen Sheree go some pretty hard times. We've seen Cynthia go through some hard times when she was, trying to figure out how money was going to come in. Shamea has been the only one who I can honestly say that girl is not happy. She doesn't look happy. She's not happy. And I don't know if it's just the friendship between her and Porsha. I think it has other shit. She has some other shit going on. Okay. But at the end of the day, if you love somebody, if you want to be their friend, if you said you're sisters and you was hoping for a way for y'all to find y'all way back to each other, would you show up on her platform if you was happy with all of the irons you have in the fire, the dancer, the acting, the singing, all of the money that you say your husband put into all of your, this is what I want to do next. He supports me wholeheartedly. He got me a coach for this. I'm on the radio doing that. Why wouldn't you just let the girl have that? Why? I want to know. So do y'all think it's possible that Shamea wants the fame? Because for all the shit that she has going on, the truth of the matter is she's not as popular as Porsha. She doesn't have the fame that Porsha has. Porsha has worldwide fame. Shamea does not. At least she didn't until the other night. People might know her name now, but for all the wrong reasons. All right, All right, so if you are watching the recap and you want to take the poll and put it in the chat, please do. The question I asked you guys is Shamea trying to destiny swap with P. Willie, Porsha Williams, trying to take her fame and her worldwide recognition while at the same time attempting to diminish Porsha's name, trying to put mud on it, make her less famous, make people like her less. And 83% of y'all said yes, that's how you feel. And 17% of you said no, you believe that Shamea is cool with building her own fame however she can get it. So right now it looks like the majority of you believe that she is trying to destiny swap. Doesn't need the money. She wants the fame. I learned real early. I remember saying, oh, he doesn't care. Like the basketball players, when they don't get a ring. I was like, oh, they don't care if they get a ring. They got all this money. And I remember somebody who really likes basketball. They sat me down and said, it's not the money. Everybody on the team has the money. It's the ring. Nobody has the ring. That's only given out for a certain few, the special ones, right? The ones who are the best of the best, the creme de la creme. And right now, Porsha's the creme de la creme, even if she doesn't have everything that people believe Shamea has with money and material things. Even if Shamea can buy dinner at the best restaurant, Porsha can walk down the street and somebody will say, bitch, let me buy you dinner at the best restaurant, because they are attracted to her energy. And honestly, that's priceless. That's priceless, especially if you're not comfortable with yourself. And that girl is not comfortable with herself. That's all there is to it. Mm. I think that Shamea is playing a game. I don't know if she's winning, but she's definitely playing the game. Okay. You said LeBron left Cleveland to get a ring. Mm. Listen, I share with y'all what my mentors shared with me, okay? Sometimes you say stuff like, they don't care, it's the money. And you need somebody who's smarter and wiser to come over and say, baby, let me tell you, don't ever say that shit again. Don't ever say that again. Let me tell you how this works. The money. Everybody on the team got the money. Everybody got the cars. Everybody got the house. But not everybody has the ring. When you get to this level, you're playing for the ring. And I said, baby, I did not know that. Okay, that's some tea. And this is true for her. Okay. So anyway, that's what it was. So after Porsha hangs out with her sister, she gets, herself ready to go with the girls. But we get a glimpse of what is going on with Phaedra and her crew, okay? And they are in the car ride headed to the cemetery. And they end up talking to Shamea about what happened at dinner, right? And, you know, it's actually Cynthia who's like, baby, what the fuck is going on with you and Porsha? I was not. Excuse me, I was not expecting that from you. That all took us by surprise and shock. And I don't give a fuck what's going on between y'all. We should never know that level of business that was way too sensitive and way too intimate to share with the group. Okay. So she basically, like any auntie would, because that's what her job is on this show, both Cynthia and Phaedra, and I appreciated it every single bit. That's not something you do. So if you didn't get that level of home training from your fucking mama, I'm here to give it to you. We weren't expecting that. We love you, girl, but don't go that low again ever in life with anybody. With anybody. It made us all uncomfortable. And now Shamea tears up, doe eye, the stare, the whole thing. But y'all don't see what she said about me and my mama. And Cynthia's like, if she would have said something about your mama at that table, I would be having that conversation with her. I can tell you that for a fact. Because Cynthia's, in her auntie bag. She's like, bitch, don't try to check me about what I say to y'all. I tell her what I would tell you too. And she was like, no, not at the reunion when she said that thing about my mama. And she's like, the reunion? The reunion, the same reunion where you said that you had a fucking alliance to take her down? That reunion? Oh, okay, Shamea. I honestly thought that y'all said that the beef was squashed, that y'all were walking away from this and, everything was going to be cool from that point forward. I didn't realize you was taking it back to motherfucking 1962. Oh my goodness. Okay. So she's like, okay, girl, you know what I'm saying? I can't fight crazy because that's what it is. I was there. I heard the conversation. It didn't even move me. Who gives a shit? Okay. Everybody in this goddamn group has had money problems or something going on. Was it dirty? Sure. But that's between your mamas and they seem fine. And it happened umpteen years ago. So who cares? Anyway, they let the shit slide, right? Now let's move on to the cemetery. Phaedra, everywhere Phaedra goes, she seems to pick up a white man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but they get into this cemetery. It happens to be the same cemetery where the author of Harry Potter got her inspiration. So it's a big deal. And you can see a lot of tourists there. They have a tour guide and he comes in, he says hello to everybody. But as soon as he saw Phaedra child, he bends down to hug her. I was like, why are you hugging that lady? Why hug her? She had her arm wrapped around his arm while they're walking on the cobblestone. She's had these little kitten heels on and she was like, these damn cobblestones is killing me. But she's going through. Anyway, the ladies are acting like they're scared to be their child. I didn't know we was going to a cemetery, and even though we'll try to be a good sport, Shamea's over there. Oh, now it makes sense why she brought me here. She's trying to take me out, and they're so up Portia's ass that they'll do anything to me. Nobody cares, Shamea. Pay attention to what is happening here. Phaedra took a moment to literally advertise her business, promote herself as a mortician. She talks about everywhere I go, bitch, I go to the cemetery because that's my job. And if you had any kind of goddamn sense or scruples, you'd be looking at a radio station or I don't know, a cheer team, whatever you do, music, whatever. And you would make that your storyline instead of making all of us your goddamn storyline and how we're attacking you. But this was actually interesting because she literally took the time to invest and bring the right folk in to have this moment. Pay attention to how it's done. Y'all whine all the time, but y'all don't make moments. Y'all don't know how to make moments yet unless they sloppy and awful. So Phaedra is doing her thing, getting a lesson in the cemetery, right? And she goes into this, what was it? It's like a what was it called? A concentration camp. There's this little area that they said they had over 1,000 and something people. It was like the first concentration camp in the world. And he said that that it might have been haunted. Like people say they've gone in there, they've heard voices, or they might walk out with a spirit on them or whatever. And Phaedra said, "Let me in there. Let me go in there and see what's and see what's up." And she ended up saying that all she could hear was Porsha and Shamea fighting in the death of their friendship, but she didn't hear nothing else. But again, if you are a true RHOA fan, you know that Phaedra has said many times, bitch, I love blood and gore. It does not bother me. I will watch a scary movie all night long and wake up and eat and do whatever and not have any hurt or problems. She has said that to when Apollo was on, and he used to like back it up like, yeah, I can't watch that shit, right? But she will watch it all day and night. And she was like, I got Mr. Smith and Wesson, and really I'm looking for a moment to use them if I have to, because I'm not afraid of blood and gore. Okay. But she's ended up telling this story. It was cool. While again, Kelly and Shamea have a moment where they're sitting down talking. It's the same thing every time. Kelly asked Shamea how she's doing. How did you take the car ride? The conversation that was being had. Fucking cares. Be grown. You said the shit. Who cares? But they don't understand me. All they do is want to hurt me and make me sad. All they do is want to hurt me and make me sad. I don't understand why nobody understands where I'm coming from. Bitch, who cares? I have never seen anybody do this that is a mama of multiple children. How do you talk to your children? How do you tell them to, go back to school the next day if they're being bullied and shit? What is wrong with you? Oh my goodness. Anyway, after that, they get back in the car. Okay, thank God. They're back in the car. The ladies end up teasing Phaedra about finding a new white man who is smitten with her. And they're like, are y'all dating or what, child? Is he married or what, child? And Phaedra was like, y'all need to stay out of other women's cooch. That's number one. But I don't know. Shit. She back there eating potato chips. Like, I really don't care. I am enjoying my rich ass life. And that's it. I do this shit so that I can talk to other people at dinner. You know what I'm saying? I went to the cemetery in Scotland. This is what people do when they get to this level of wealthy. They have experiences, a whole bunch of experiences, and then they share it with others. That's all they do. But she's in here enjoying herself and talking about it. And then you hear Shamea ask, so how do you handle dating after you and Apollo broke up? Have you dated? What do you do? And I thought that was such an odd question because they've been divorced for quite a while. Like, one of them kids is damn near in high school, right? Or out of high school. So it was such an odd question that I was like, Shamea, are you asking for you? Because who cares? Does that lady look like she sit at the house? Why would you be interested in what Phaedra is doing in her dating life? Made no sense to me. I would ask, I don't know, well, ask Kelly what she's doing, who is, talking about how she needs to find a man, when just a few episodes ago you said that Jarvis bought you $70,000 worth of teeth. What is going on? Why do y'all ladies forget that you are coupled up? If it's because you're not, okay? Anyway, I just thought that that was crazy. Phaedra said that she had about 2 serious boyfriends and that's it. But she just does what she needs to do. She only talks to Apollo when she has to. I don't have no relationship with Apollo. We talk about the kids when we have to, and that's it. Nothing else. But for whatever reason, Shamea needed the details on that. Who cares? Okay. Back to Porsha. They are at the house now. They make a call. They let them know they're 5 minutes away. Porsha never left the house, child. Is this right? No, my bad. Let's go back to where Porsha was. Porsha's at the house. She's supposed to be taking these ladies to a spa that's located at the house, and they need to take this this trek through these backwoods and shit in order to get there. So they take a hike to the spa, and when they get there, it is a blow up hot tub, like a blow up jacuzzi. A blow up jacuzzi. There wasn't anything going on in there, and Porsha was like, we was tricked. We was duped. I had no idea, child. Let's just go back over to the house and we'll go outside and eat and talk a little bit. But I had no idea. Next time we'll go to the Four Seasons. They tricked me. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, the ladies really thought that they was about to, sit in a hot tub, get massages, whatever it was. Anyway, while they're sitting around their little round table, they got a fire going. They're eating food. Pinky, they end up talking about the dinner, what happened between Porsha and Shamea. And Porsha said, I couldn't have told you in a million years that shit was going to happen. I had no idea. Wasn't like on my bingo card whatsoever. I thought of 100 different scenarios that could have happened between me and Shamea. That was never one of them, ever. Okay. But she said, at the end of it, I think Shamea went too far. Pinky and Kay, they tried to take up for Shamea by saying she really misses you. She misses you. She's been talking to us, and every time she talked to us, she's just heartbroken about what's going on between the two of you. And Porsha said, that's crazy. That's crazy you would say that to me, because there's never a chance in hell that me and Shamea will ever get close again. Not after that shit. Okay. And then she goes on to say, there was a time where I actually thought maybe we could mend our friendship. And that's when K. Michelle goes into her confessional and she says, stop lying. We've talked about, me and Porsha talked about Shamea, and she never said shit about mending. Well, that's because she don't know you like that. Okay. Shamea and Porsha have known each other for 3 decades. We keep saying this. You guys keep intruding in this friendship, thinking that y'all know everything. K. Michelle, Shamea is as new to you as Porsha is to you. You aren't real good friends with that bitch either. The fact that y'all all think y'all know that girl when you don't, and now K. Michelle is singing the same goddamn tune that everybody else has been singing. Talking about, bitch, you are playing the whole, I'm crying, I'm sad. Let me see what she had to say. Hold on, child. Y'all are all getting played, and y'all all act like y'all know this girl, and y'all met her 2 minutes ago. Leave them people alone and let them work out their own shit. Hold on. Because now we got K. Michelle out here crying and basically saying she's gonna snitch on Shamea, okay? She said, Shamea, don't play coward games now. You ain't gonna shift a narrative on me. Your 3rd time trying to speak on me. You scared about what I might tell? Tell them why I mess with you. I don't mess with you. Does the ward off ring a bell? I'm loyal until I'm not. See, you can't play fake victim with me. I know too much. Chill, okay? So she getting pissed that Shamea is basically out here playing her left, right? She goes on to say, definitely no advice needed from you on being a friend. Me not messing with you has nothing to do with jumping shit. And you know this. I have the same friends I've had all season. The difference is now I don't have to sit around and defend you all day. Dead that narrative now about teams, because you know that's not what's happening. So now she is willing to admit that the girl has been just tripping all season long, because she was willing to be on your team, even if it meant she was defending you through what looked like absolute bullshit. So interesting. But now there's a whole fan base, or it could be a whole lot of paid trolls who are going after the cast. That's just what it is. There's a lot of paid trolls that's going off after the cast. Get K. Michelle off the show. She sucks. Y'all love K. Michelle when y'all thought she was in her corner, but you won't even take 2 seconds, not even a time out, to say, Shamea, it could be you, bitch. You can't be going through everybody on the cast. It just makes no sense at all, okay? But sure. Anyway, Kate makes that comment. Again, my statement is you don't even know Shamea for real. And if you would have just sat back and stopped picking sides, you would have been cool. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Here's another point. When Shamea was talking about how everybody ran out the club and nobody was there for her, and why couldn't y'all just stay and hang out? Why? When Cynthia had that dinner in Dallas where she had the the tequila tasting, and she had those the chefs make all like an 8-course meal, and every one of the meals had a pairing with that tequila, and y'all decided not to come to dinner for Shamea. You know what she did? She didn't go and tell everybody y'all fucking with me. What she did was she went to the chef and said, could you take their dinner out to the pool? She didn't whine about it. She didn't cry about it. When you kept going, Shamea, every 5 seconds, you and Pinky and Kelly, she said, what are y'all trying to do? Fuck up my partnership? She kept it with you, though. She never went to any one of those girls and said, jump on Shamea for me. Not the way they've all done for you, girl. So even if they did leave the club because you made them uncomfortable, okay? You made them uncomfortable. It would have made me uncomfortable if I heard you talk about somebody's mama like that. You did the same thing. And the right thing to do was to be grown, take a shower in the house. There was 5, 6, 8 bathrooms. You could have found one. And then go to dinner and eat and do that damn tequila pairing. But you was all in your feelings, and you was willing to do anything to get a moment on TV. And you, Kelly, who else? K. Michelle came down there to yuck it up with you. Who else? Pinky tried to anyway, lay Cynthia out, and then didn't even stay to eat good. She left and then hung out with all of y'all. Y'all are the ones who are doing exactly what everybody else keep blaming Porsha's crew for doing. Only y'all have done that. Nobody else. Only you, Shamea, has X'd out Porsha for certain invites and things. She hasn't done it to you. It's a mess how this shit is happening. This reversal, this Uno reverse. Oh my goodness. Porsha didn't even go to Angela for Shamea to chill. Porsha went to Angela and said, chill the fuck out. She sure did. I don't know what show everybody else is watching. I am convinced that there is some paid trolls, just like there's a group of paid trolls for Love and Marriage Huntsville, that their entire job was to fuck people's lives up. Okay? I don't care who it is. Content creators or people on the show. Just tear it down. This is exactly what's happening. Okay? And I said that last week. It was Porsha who came to Angela and said, girl, kill it. Don't say nothing else. I want her to be cool. And she told that to Shamea. What's up, friend? We don't fuck with each other like that. All of the stuff that Porsha was doing on that trip, I understand how she could have thought that maybe they would have had a moment where they can sit and talk it through and maybe not be best friends again, but at least be cordial enough on the show, have some laughs, walk down memory lane a little bit. That's not unbelievable. Come on in, everybody, hit the like button, share the video. But yeah, I just want to point that out. And y'all can't say that didn't happen that way. They tried to F Cynthia's trip up by doing the things they were doing. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. All right. So after they have this little moment, everybody is gathering for getting ready for dinner, and the ladies look absolutely fantastic. They got those sashes on, the checkered sashes. They have people who's coming in and helping them get dressed and making sure that their sash has matches the colors of their dress and stuff. They really all look stunning. Okay, they were not playing no games. It was the last night they were going to get to stay, and this was Phaedra's birthday. Now they end up congregating in a room. They're all meeting in this room before they go into the dinner hall, and I guess this hall has some sort of significance. I'm not sure what, but some historical significance, right? It has all this artwork and these old books and shit like that. So it's really cool, right? But anyway, when they're coming in to kind of show off their outfits and shit, I don't even think Cynthia had a sash on, but Cynthia had a badass dress on. Okay, 50 Cent looked absolutely amazing. Angela loved her dress, loved Pinky's look. Pinky was the bomb.com too. Who else? Porsha looked good as she did. I don't remember Drew's look for some reason, but those four ladies in particular, stunning. They all look good, but those four in particular, stunning, right? So they're all walking in and gathering, and they're having a little chit chat before Porsha comes into the room about how they all, had a chance to talk about what went down, what happened, or whatever. And so Shamea is about to go into her spiel about how she apologized a little earlier to Cynthia. And, I just wanted to apologize to you guys too, and blah, 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 right? And before she can get a couple of words out good, here comes Porsha. I don't know what was going on with Porsha's waist, but baby, that shit was this big, okay? She was titties and hips with this little ass waist and had this amazing cream dress on, and she knew she looked fine. Okay, she knew she looked fine. So she come walking in. She stood right by Shamea, put her hand on the chair that Shamea was sitting in. And when she comes in, everybody can't help. I mean, it literally everybody goes, "Oh, girl," you know what I'm saying? Like, give her one of those. And she's like feeling good about herself. She walks in like, that's exactly the reaction I wanted to hear. Spins around, and Cynthia said, come on, I got to see the back. So she makes her walk up a little bit and spin around. Pinky, who can't help herself, because at this point, like she said in her confessional, I'm sick and tired of all things Shamea and fucking Porsha. I'm sick of it. I don't have any more room for this. I want to have a good time, and that's it. I want to have a good time with the ladies, and that's it. So she lets it escape out of her mouth. Baby, you look pretty, okay? Pretty, like Betty Boop. And Porsha was like, thank you. And when she says that, Shamea makes a face, baby, that I was like, that's what jealousy looks like. That's when you are just fit to be tied. She literally snarls. She does this smirk snarl shit, and she's looking around the room trying to see, why are y'all giving her that much? Didn't I tell you what her mama did to my mama? You know what I'm saying? Like, she really wants that group to hate Porsha. And you could see it. It's right there. The camera zoomed right the fuck in there. I don't know why she acts like there's not 101 camera. In fact, she looks directly at the camera like, this bitch. I was like, Shamea. Shamea, calm down. Oh my goodness, she can't hide it. She can't. So she's making the faces. Everybody else is falling all over Porsha. Then Miss Phaedra comes in. Facts. Phaedra comes in, and Everybody's like, bitch, you look good as too. Okay. Oh my goodness. Did Dolly Parton let you borrow her wig? Look good. Did Dolly let you borrow her wig, bitch? We didn't know you was gonna deck it out like this. Okay, all blonde hair. Had this little also showing off her waistline, letting people know, baby, I look good. I don't give a shit. I'm not letting myself go. Fuck Apollo. Okay, whatever got going on. Anyway, they all end up saying, cool, we all here. Thank God. Porsha's letting everybody know, I don't care anymore about what happened with Shamea. This is the last night. Let's go and have dinner. And they go in, and whoever the people are for the house, they got the table decked out, and they are sitting there and honoring Phaedra. And of course, the OGs have to say something to Phaedra about her birthday, right? Because they would know Phaedra the best. We know Angela sure enough fuck doesn't know her. Who else? Drew doesn't know her. Pinky knows of her, but I don't guess they were friends. Who else? And Shamea can't stand Phaedra. They're not friends either. You know what I'm saying? They're okay on the show, but not friends. So you got two OGs at the table, and their job was to do exactly what the fuck they did. Talk about that lady and say, bitch, we knew you win, and you are, you know what I'm saying? You done came out of some fires, ho. We done seen a whole bunch of stuff went down, right? So Cynthia starts first. Listen, we might not hang outside of Atlanta, but on this motherfucking show, considering where we started, and then they do the flashback where you could tell Phaedra and Cynthia did not like each other, okay? Not even don't like each other. There was one point where Phaedra said, bitch, don't talk to me. Don't apologize. Don't say shit. I'm not doing that fake shit with you. And she said, but now, baby, now that we done had some time, because time heals all things, let me just say, watching you get to where you are in life right now, it has been a pleasure. Okay? And nobody does it better than you, child. You made that shit look good. And I know what the fuck you went through. I know when you was on your damn knees praying that you didn't go to jail with that man. Praying that man didn't take you to jail too. Okay? That you didn't lose your damn license and all those things. And how the, people on the internet was trying to take you down, talking about you was a criminal and all this. You know what I'm saying? There's people that knew her. And so without saying all those things, Cynthia said, bitch, let me tell you something. In case you didn't know, you have every reason to be proud of your motherfucking self. You done raised them boys up. They look good. You look good as fuck. You are enjoying your life and your riches. We talk about people like a motherfucking dog and what they should do and what they should have. And I might have been one of the people talking about you, but when I tell you, you surpassed anything that I thought for you, anything that I thought you could do or thought for you. So thank you. Thank you for that. We've been on this journey together. Cool. Now Porsha gets to say her shit, and Porsha put a little stank on her shit, and she was supposed to. She was supposed to put some stank on her shit. But she said, baby, you and I, just like Cynthia, we done came a long motherfucking way. Period. We done had some ups and downs. There's been some times we didn't like each other, but you know what? You know what happened when you and I didn't fuck with each other? It didn't take us long to get back on top of things, right? It didn't take us that long to say I'm sorry and forgive. Okay, that was the stank part that she was basically saying to Shamea, because she was like, baby, I'm gonna let her know now, because if you thought that you was hoping for forgiveness, bitch, it'll never happen. And I hope that it makes your ears bleed when I tell you this. Now you got everybody on the other side of the table talking about, look at her acting like she don't miss Shamea. No, she's not saying she don't miss Shamea. What she's telling her is, you and I will never be me and Phaedra. Oh, are they besties now? She didn't say she was best friends. She said, you're my friend, that we've had some amazing times, baby, but we took each other through there too. And even though we have taken each other through there, we have found a way to be friends again. That's what she said in her speech. And I have had moments where I have had to call you for advice. I'm sure she has. Phaedra is a lawyer. Phaedra does divorce and all kinds of shit. She is a good person to have in your pocket. In fact, any friend that you have that's a lawyer, I don't give a fuck what field they're in, That's a good person to have in your life. I had to call my lawyer friend the other day. Baby, I need you to look at a contract for me. Yes, that's what you do. So she ain't lying. It hurts your feelings because you know what it is. You know you'll never have that. Okay. Anyway, they're all over there. I can't believe it. And we don't see her and Phaedra hang out after. None of us saw you hang out with Shamea either. We didn't see you at Shamea's wedding. You're sitting here getting in your feelings. You, Kelly, are getting in your feelings about what Porsha is saying to Phaedra when you yourself, BFFFF, you weren't at that girl's wedding at all. You're not in her social media pages taking pictures. We don't see y'all hanging out for dinner, BFFFF. Again, it's like their brains is mushy. You are actually throwing rocks about the very shit that applies to you too. Oh my God. Craziness. Craziness. They don't know how to frickin' frack. You absolutely right. Frickin' frack was absolutely, I mean, it was a team, baby. They made everybody on that show. They made everybody on that show hate them. You know what I'm saying? Nene said, you're declassing the show. Frickin' frack need to get the fuck out the show. That's what she said. But you know what Nene says about Phaedra now? Even though there was a time her and Phaedra couldn't stand each other, even Candy said, bitch, you choosing Nene over me? Ain't no way you ever put Nene over me. And she was like, Nene has been a friend to me. She's been calling me through this entire thing. She went, girl, goodbye. Don't tell me nothing else because you were a liar. But right now to this day, when Nene's husband passed away, y'all know I follow these people. When Nene's husband passed away, I don't think that Phaedra was able to go to the funeral, but she called and she did something. I know she did something, and her and Nene ends up talking about it. But she sends a message to Nene on social media, and Nene got under there and said, Phaedra, you don't have to do this because you know who you are to me and who I am to you. You know how much you mean to me. And I love you to death, and don't do that. Don't put on a show for these bitches who's talking about where's Phaedra, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that because our friendship is more than that. And I said, see, this is how you do things. Those two are cool now. Those two are cool now. So you don't know how these people are going to serve you later in life. That's what friendships are. That's what they teach you in college, right? These are the friendships that you're going to make for the rest of your lifetime. Isn't that what they tell you? You might not talk every day, but what you're supposed to do is build a good enough, you know what I'm saying, bond with each other so that if 10 years down the line, I know that you are doing some field of work that I need help with and I called your ass, you would say, baby, I remember what we used to do in high school or in college or whatever the case may be. And I will absolutely help you. And that's exactly what this show is about. That's what they were trying to teach you in that fucking moment. That it's not about tearing each other down. It's about having a situation where you don't do too much that you can't ever call on that person again. And that's what they were telling you. Despite what people might think, we can still call on each other if we fucking want to. That's the exact speech they gave to Kelly. Kelly, this really is sisterhood. And I know you're going through a lot right now, but if you need us, call us because we've all been there. That's what they were trying to teach them in that moment. So I don't know. It didn't bother me the way it bothered others. Oh, she's faking it. No, she wasn't faking it. She was being real. You can best believe when she was going through that shit with Simon, she called Phaedra. And you can best believe Phaedra told her exactly what to fucking do. For sure. Absolutely. 1000%. What is your going to do when Porsha and Candy resolve their issues on a mutual ground? I don't know. You got a point because again, you don't know what's going to happen later in life with people. It really shocked me that Shamea went this far because I personally think she was doing what she thought would feed the audience. I still think she's doing what she believes will feed the audience and make her famous. But I don't think she's thinking about the other side. We all saw Cynthia kick the shit out of Porsha. She damn near went over the boat. We all saw five, five people hold down Porsha's legs, sit on her damn lap. Somebody was bear hugging her arms to make sure she couldn't get up and tear Cynthia limb for limb, because it definitely would have happened if she would have got loose. It definitely would have happened when she got loose. But she was sitting there struggling, child, because she was going to beat the shit out of Cynthia. That doesn't mean that she doesn't love Cynthia today. That doesn't mean that she's not having a good time on the show and that their relationship is authentic today. It doesn't mean that she hasn't gotten over that. You know what I'm saying? So Porsha and Kandi are cool. Kandi's children were at Porsha's house for her daughter's birthday party. That's right. She helped Todd with Todd's mother's funeral. She did. That's absolutely correct. I remember her saying that she couldn't be there, but she was the one who took care of the entire arrangements. She made sure they had a dove reliefs and all kinds of stuff. And Kandi says all the time, I see Phaedra out all the time. We might speak or, see each other, give each other a nod, but we don't talk. But she certainly said that. I do remember that. Somebody said, Porsha said that she has Shamea said that she has some big things coming up, so she'll get her fame. Good for her. Anyway, they all sit up there. They do their compliments to Phaedra, and then they end up talking about their day at the cemetery. And that brings up a lot of emotion for K. Michelle. K. Michelle had a very sincere and emotional moment about almost passing away due to her BBL. And she said this is her 13th surgery. She's had 13 surgeries. And she said she remembered praying to God that, she woke up, that she would be able to wake up and see her mother and her children, and how embarrassed she is, how much shame she carries from wanting to look a certain way. I think it was a really good moment. She had everybody in tears. She said that the doctor told her mother that we might lose her. We might lose her. She might not wake back up. And she's like, it's just a horrible thing. She said, I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying. So she's telling everybody that. And, it brought everybody to tears. Drew Sidora ends up running out of the room because she said, I don't like cemeteries. I haven't visited my father's gravesite. It's been 2 years. So she had a moment. Porsha went running behind Drew Sidora. I think Angela steps away from the table for a second. She gets up and she's dabbing her eyes. I know that Phaedra was dabbing her eyes. Porsha ends up running after, I told you that. She went running after Drew. And while she's away, Shamea changes the subject to her and how she apologizes to everybody for ruining the mood. And now everybody is sitting there again going through this fucking moment with her. And how hurt she is and how nobody understands her and whatever it is that's coming next. And they're all just looking at her like, girl, no more. We cannot take it. This has been the worst fucking trip with you, in my opinion. But anyway, Porsha comes walking back into the room and the energy changes because Porsha said, I was hoping that I would come back and hear laughter. And this makes her roll her eyes. This makes Shamea rolls her eyes. And they were like, well, we were all talking about what happened last night. And Porsha went, oh, okay. And she doesn't give it any extra because there's nothing else to give. Who gives a shit? Okay. It is what it is. If I was to talk to Shamea, it would have to be one-on-one, and I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. She is Debbie Downer for sure. For sure. So she goes through that whole entire commotion. And after she comes back in, Porsha ends up giving some sort of proclamation. I think it's called Lady of the Glen to Phaedra. Everybody makes jokes about how this is a cheap ass gift and what is this? And girl, that's not a real gift. Hateration. No reason for it. Who gives a shit? And that's pretty much it. The cake comes out. Phaedra thanks everybody for, being there and celebrating her. They get up and they start dancing. I think somebody comes in with them damn bagpipes, and then you see somebody's feet do this. You see somebody's feet do this, child. And they all end up, doing the funky chicken and who knows what else, and doing a group hug and scene. That's how it ends. Okay. Anyway, I know that I have been talking about Shamea. There's some things that I don't understand about her, and I'm trying to learn her. And I know that there's a lot of Shamea fans who do not like for me to talk bad about her. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, because Shamea came on the show for fame, and she's going to get the fame she deserves from me. Okay? I am going to talk about her until whether it's good or bad, until I figure her out. And it is what it is, because right now she is coming off as a little bit touched. I've never seen anybody go back and forth with emotions the way she does. And we're just going to have to figure it out. I don't know if next week's episode is the last episode, is episode 16. We might have up until episode 17. But George is going to enter the picture next week. Y'all remember George? George and Ashley? The one that Angela asked if Shamea was fun. Are you mocking George? That one. Yeah. So he shows up on the scene next week. It looks like there's some sort of Halloween party. And I guess they ask him point blank. Maybe Shamea does. They're saying that I slept with you. And he went, baby, no, it's one syllable. It's universal. Everybody says no. I never said that. He gets so twisted and tongue-tied, and everybody was like, bitch, what? And Shamea makes this face where she is humiliated. I put it on my community wall if you need to see it. Her eyes closed, and you can tell she swallowed hard. And I said, baby, if you don't stop embarrassing Gerald, I know, girl, you got to cut that out. Don't bring anybody else on this show that you aren't 1,000% sure is going to be in your corner, Shamea. That is some dirty dog shit. I would never. I would have jumped up and wrung his fucking neck. I would have smacked the green out of his beard, off that suit, off of everything. Okay, that was some dirty dog shit. But we'll see what happens next week. Everybody's like, well, you can see they edited wrong. I don't care what they edited. I know that girl's face looked humiliated. I know what humiliation looks like. And she definitely looked humiliated. And then you hear someone say, so Angela's vindicated because you did tell her something that led her to believe that. We're going to have to see. I wish she wouldn't have done that. Don't go telling people that you put a cease and desist on Angela because it's messing up your paycheck with the Hawks, and then bring that man on there and he mess it up too. That's crazy. That is cuckoo cachoo. Okay. Anyways, that's it, y'all. You guys are great. I love having you over here to chit chat with me. Okay. And it's late. It's midnight. It is late. So I am going to sign off. Okay. But I appreciate every single one of y'all for coming over and hanging out and having this late barbecue. Okay, while we talk about Shamea and our girl Porsha. Anyway, hit the like button, share the video, follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to my members. And then, of course, thank you to all of my cousins, okay, because y'all look good, you smell good, and you guys are always a good time. So thank y'all. Until the next one. Bye-bye. Keep y'all notification bells on, okay? Bye-bye.